may sound weird at a funeral. I think the point of every funeral is God screaming the message at us. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Amen.
And each life that He's shared with us is a reminder that His love is real because we see the best. At this time, John's youngest son, Ralph, will come up and share with us.
Again, please let me just express my gratitude for all of you that have come together with my family to celebrate the life of my dad, John W. Russell. I'm going to start off right away telling you that I will use a mix of seriousness and humor because that was exactly how Dad lived his life, serious with a dose of humor. That is exactly how he played it up until his final days. I may not have the story of being saved from Vietnam like my brother Chi, but I did have the privilege of being blessed, being the baby of the family, and truly getting the best of my dad. Many of you may or may not know that my wife and I have been caring for my dad in our home for the last 6 months. These past 6 months have honestly been an opportunity for my wife and my daughters and I to give back to my dad. My dad has always been the one who was the giver. For him to be in a position of taking instead of giving was extremely unfamiliar to him. So for my family and I to be able to reciprocate these past few months has truly been a pleasure. Dad was so concerned about being a burden to us, but by the end I am confident we will let him know and made sure that he felt that he was nothing but a joy to have in our home and that our home was his home. My dad getting to spend this time with us was a gift. Speaking of gifts, my 2-year-old daughter recently came to the conclusion on her own that Grandpa gave her the gift of 2 blue eyes. My 16-year-old daughter is currently driving a 1995 car gifted to her from Grandpa. So even though Grandpa is gone, this gift continues on. His gifts are more than material items. They are the memories, moments, and pictures we have with them, like the family vacation that we took in 2011 down south up the East Coast and back to the Midwest visiting my brothers. The drives to Mankato when we hopped into the pickup truck and got the grand tour of the family farm and accompanying stories. Seeing my dad perform in the VFW Memorial Day service honoring veterans, watching my dad get all choked up over the latest Disney movie he watched with Kenley, or while watching Crystal perform at her ROTC girl meet. Dad's last gift was waiting to pass until all of his boys were present. I do not think that it's a coincidence that he waited until all of the sons were present to be with him. I have 2 fond memories of my dad. We were traveling to see my brothers on the East Coast and we were going through the Atlanta, Georgia area. We had discussed that he did not want to drive through Atlanta because of the heavy traffic, and sure enough, somehow, some way, he ended up driving, and we were heading for a fork in the road, and we went right and needed to go left according to my iPhone GPS, and I yelled out, "Dad, we need to go left." And my dad proceeded to yank the steering wheel to hard left, and we went flying down a concrete embankment into 2 lanes of traffic. Once we realized we were okay and not in a wreck, we pulled over onto the shoulder, sat for about 5 to 10 minutes, gathering our thoughts, looking at one another in disbelief, thinking we almost died. Mind you, this was a family van with a baby in the back seat. Needless to say, someone else took over the drive-in and we made it to our final destination.
Amen.
The other occasion was when we were leaving the base after going to the commissary and we were approaching the base gate on the way out. And as many of you know, they have speed bumps. Now these speed bumps are about 5 feet wide and 1 foot tall. So we were approaching the speed bump. Dad for some reason gassed it. We went flying over to the speed bump like the Dukes of Hazzard. Again, mind you, a baby in the back seat. We all looked at each other wondering what happened, and all my dad had to say was, I don't know, I forgot those were there. Now they know the shocks and suspension in the truck work. We all looked at each other and had a good laugh, knowing once again we all survived. These are the times and memories that come to mind when I think of my dad. In closing, my dad was a man of few words, but a big heart. He rarely showed emotions, but during certain events, especially with his boys and grandkids, you could see him choke up knowing that something moved him and that he was human. My dad was a great role model who had great work ethics and would give you the shirt off his back because that was the kind of man, father, friend he was. He raised 3 boys on his own with the help of his friends, and of course you know who you are. During a time when it was rare for a father to get custody of his kids. Dad provided my brothers and I all the essentials we needed to become successful. Know that Dad was proud of us boys for all the things that we have accomplished, and we knew that he had made sure that we were set to do better than he did when he grew up, which every parent wishes for their children. Thank you, Dad, and I love you.
Amen.